Hello everybody, so we're going to be talking about lesson 72 today, and the lesson is titled Implied Ratios. We talked about a ratio before, which basically a ratio is just the comparison of two things, okay? It's written in a fractional format. And we know that a proportion is a ratio side by side another ratio in which you can find the relationship between both. So today we're going to be learning how to use a rate or a ratio to come up with a solution for a word problem. And if we look at example 1, we are given a couple of things. We're given that there are 5 pounds of grapes. And we're told that those 5 pounds of grapes cost, and I'm going to actually move the 5 over here because in our rates, recall that you have to put the labels first. So I'm going to put pound and cost. We're told that they cost $1.20, okay? Now, we are also told, so first I've written pound over cost in a rate of 5 over 120, okay? I'm also told that there are 12 pounds of these grapes, and it tells me to use a ratio box to solve. So find the cost of 12 pounds using a ratio, okay? So I am going to illustrate how to do that. All right, so we have pound and we have cost. Now I'm going to use a ratio. So here's 5, here's $1.20, and I'm going to remember that my top is my pounds, so over here has to be pound. Down here is my cost. If I go to my find, I'm told to find the cost, so that means my C column is blank. I'm going to write a C. And I am told that there are 12 pounds, so that's going to go in my pound column. I'm then going to use my butterfly method to solve the problem. Now, let's review your rules for reducing a proportion. In a proportion, we're allowed to reduce up and down, because it's just like a fraction, or left and right, because they're both equal. In other words, the pound column is equal to the other pound column, the cost column is equal to the other cost column. So up and down and left and right. I'm going to reduce the 5 into the $1.20. Now I already know that it goes in there 24 times, but if you need to do the math on the side, then you can go ahead and do that. This goes in it 24 times. Don't forget the decimal because it is money, okay? Now I've reduced this to 1 and 24, and when I butterflied it, now the 24 is going to be multiplied times the 12. So I'm going to say 0.24 times 12 equals 1, which is what I reduced, times my C for cost. Now I don't need to put a 1 here because 1 times anything is itself, so I don't need the 1. But I will go ahead and multiply those two together, and I'm going to do this on the side. Now, I already did the math earlier, so I already know that it's $2.88. So for the sake of time, I'm going to just plug that in. And this is my cost, so I know it has to be in a dollar sign. I just use a proportion to solve this problem. Now, they want us to use a rate to solve the same problem. So I'm going to take that problem, and a rate to solve the problem simply means you take, just like you do with a unit multiplier, you're going to take the given measure times unit multiplier, and you're going to give a converted measure, okay? So if you don't have that written in your notes, then you guys need to write that down in your notes. Given times unit multiplier equals converted. Okay, before I do that, I need to go back and I need to remember that there must be 2 unit multipliers to pick from in order to plug it in. So the unit multipliers were the rates that I were given, 5 to $1.20. So I'm going to write them down over here. 5 pounds over 120. And the second unit multiplier is just the reciprocal. So you're going to take $1.20 over 5 pounds. Keep in mind that the reason we write 2 rates or unit multipliers is because the numerator indicates what we're going to solve for. So for the left side, this allows me to use this rate to solve for pounds, while this one allows me to solve for dollars. Okay, so my given measure is what I'm trying to find. So in this case it was 12 pounds. The converted measure is what I need to know. In this case I need to know the cost of it. So this would stay as a C for cost, okay? That means I have to pick the unit multiplier. Well, it just told you that I'm trying to find cost. So back up here, the second rate is the one that allows me to find cost because the cost is in the numerator. So I would put $1.20 over 5 pounds. As a self-check to make sure you did it correctly, these units need to be able to cancel out. If they are not opposite of each other, then you cannot cancel them. So then that will be how you know if you did it incorrectly. So you would cancel those. We can reduce the 5 and the 20. This simply means 12 times $1.20 and then divided by 5. Since we already know that $1.20 and 5 reduces to 24 cents, I can go ahead and reduce this to 24 cents. I'm going to remove this because it's a little bit hard to see. I'm going to put 24 cents, okay? And then I'm going to multiply 12 times 24 cents. And that's going to be my cost. And we did the math on the left side, so we know it is $2.88. And it's the same. So you can see that either using a proportion or using the rate formula, we're going to be able to solve this problem either way.